Marcus Hebel, Communications 101, Informative Speech.
Shut up.
Football. What do people think about when you say the word football? If you ask an American, they would tell you about an oval, pigskin, with a quarterback and a wide receiver and a linebacker. Maybe talk about the Dallas Cowboys or the Pittsburgh Steelers. But if you ask someone else in the world what football is, they'd tell you about a leather ball, a 90-minute game that's nonstop, 11v11. They would tell you about something we call in America soccer. Soccer is growing faster and faster in America, and more Americans are beginning to watch soccer. TV ratings are at an all-time high. The pro leagues are here to stay, and they're finally starting to make money and build sustainability. And the youth movement is at an all-time high and growing faster and faster. In the 80s, you would have struggled to find a soccer game on TV. In the 90s, you might have been able to find a game every once in a while, but nowadays, with things like ESPN, ABC, NBC, and Fox Soccer Channel showing soccer all the time, you can pretty much find a soccer game on any time you want. The Boston Globe reported that when the U.S. played Slovenia in the 2010 World Cup, that they got all-time ratings, beating any ratings ever for a soccer game. During the World Cup in Boston, the Celtics were playing the Lakers in the NBA Finals. But according to Yahoo, the searches that were done during that time, soccer was the #1 searched item during that time, beating out the Celtics. Talk radio has begun to talk about soccer. Guys who have never even seen soccer their whole life have started to watch the game and started to comment on it and say how exciting the game is. In the Gold Cup, which Mexico played U.S. just a month ago, Fox Soccer reported having a 1.47 viewer rating. This is the highest rating they've ever received. Now ESPN carries games like MLS Game of the Week, the EPL Game of the Week, and the Spanish Primera Game of the Week. All these are major channels showing major games at normal times. U.S. has finally got a pro league that is now here and here to stay. America has tried before with the AFA and the NASL. The AFA was the American Football Association, started in the 60s. And the NASL, the North American Soccer League, started in the 70s. Never had sustainability, never had stars, and never made money. But now the MLS has grown bigger and bigger in size and in profitability. The New York Times reported that the MLS just signed a multi-year, multi-million-dollar deal with Continental Tires and Castrol. This is going to provide sustainability and the ability for them to get better players in the league. When the MLS started out in '94, it only had 10 players. Now the MLS has all the way up to 18 players. The women in '09 started a league called the WSP, the Women's Soccer Professional League. This league started out with 7 teams, is growing to 10 teams, and is growing faster and faster. Both the MLS and the Women's Professional Soccer Leagues have gotten star power from all over the world. The MLS has grabbed players like David Beckham and Henry, players that were one time considered the best players in the world that are now choosing to play over in America because the fans are watching. Kids are watching these games on TV. Kids are starting to root for their local teams, and kids are starting to play soccer. The New York Times reported that high school players overall have doubled in soccer over the last 10 years. Soccer is the fastest growing sport in high school. There's over 730,000 current soccer players playing soccer in high school. When kids play soccer, their parents watch. Their parents get interested. Soccer grows in America. According to the NCAA, since the 1994 World Cup, women's soccer has grown by 115%. Men by 26.7%. These are the 2 fastest growing sports in college right now. With this growing in college, that means there's more scholarships available. With more scholarships available, that means more kids are playing. Major teams like Chelsea, Liverpool, and Manchester United have all started to come over to America and get clubs like Solar and the Texans and Liverpool FC and started using them to market themselves because they see value in marketing over here in America because Americans are watching soccer more and more. It is clear to see now that soccer is growing faster and faster in America, and Americans are slowly learning why soccer has become the most popular sport in America. TV ratings are at an all-time high. The pro leagues are growing faster and faster, and they finally have sustainability with a lot of stars. And the kids are playing soccer. And with more kids playing soccer, it is sure that generations to come, soccer will start passing some of the sports we now call our favorites. Now the NFL and NBA probably have nothing to worry about, but sports that are struggling in revenue, such as Major League Baseball and NHL, are worried about the growing popularity of soccer. And one day, we in America might call soccer the most popular sport here, not just in the world.